Scorpio, the one who betrayed you in the past can't sleep in peace. While you sleep peacefully in your bed, someone is awake at 3 in the morning thinking about you. It's not romantic longing, it's not belated love, it's pure torment. That person who betrayed you, who stabbed you in the back, who broke your trust in a calculated and cruel way. They can't close their eyes without seeing your face. They can't have a peaceful day without the memory of what they did to you resurfacing. They can't build anything solid in life because everything they touch crumbles, as if an invisible curse follows them. And you know what's most powerful about all this? You didn't have to do absolutely anything. You simply moved on with your life. That's it. Your silence, your absence, is destroying that person from the inside in a way that no planned revenge could. Let me tell you what really goes on in the mind of someone who betrays a Scorpio. They wake up in the middle of the night with their heart racing, remembering exactly the moment you discovered the betrayal, the expression on your face, the light that faded from your eyes, the deafening silence before you left. This image haunts them like a never-ending loop. They try to distract themselves during the day, but you invade their thoughts at the most random moments. When they're laughing at something, when they're with other people, when they're trying to be happy. And suddenly there you are, a living ghost in their conscience, reminding them that they destroyed something they could never rebuild. You probably can't even imagine the psychological hell this person is living through. While you moved on, rebuilt your life and grew stronger, this person remained trapped in the past, trapped in guilt they can't process, trapped in regret that grows with each passing day, trapped in the painful realization that they betrayed the wrong person. Because betraying a Scorpio isn't like betraying any other sign. You have an energy that leaves a mark, an intensity that lingers, a presence that doesn't fade even when physically absent. And now this person carries you like an invisible weight that prevents them from breathing fully. The universe has a peculiar way of dealing with betrayals against Scorpios. It's not dramatic, it's not instantaneous, but it's inevitable and devastating. It's as if the energy you invested in that person transforms into a mirror, reflecting all your own flaws back at them. Everything they do starts to go wrong. New relationships don't last. Important projects fail. Moments that should be happy are tainted by an inexplicable sadness, and deep down, they know exactly why. It's you, or rather, it's the absence of you. It's the void left where your energy used to be. Can you feel that there's a cosmic justice operating behind the scenes of this person's life? Scorpio, what I'm about to reveal will give you a completely new perspective on what happens when someone makes the fatal mistake of betraying you. This person isn't just feeling remorse, they're experiencing a profound existential crisis. Because when you were there, you were intense, genuine, loyal to the end. You offered a kind of love and connection they had never experienced before and now realize they will never experience again. And this realization devours them alive every day. She tries to replace you. She tries to find someone to fill the space you occupied. But no one compares. No one has the depth you had. No one makes her feel alive the way you did. All the relationships she tries to build after you are superficial, empty, unsatisfying. And you know why? Because after someone experiences a genuinely invested Scorpio, everything else seems like a diluted and bland version of connection. You raised her bar so high that nothing else can reach it, and now she lives in the eternal misery of knowing she had the best and threw it away. You remained silent when everything inside you was screaming. He was loyal, even when the betrayal came from where he least expected it. But time sees everything. And today, the stars confirm it. The person who betrayed you in the past can no longer sleep peacefully, because conscience demands it, and the energy returns. This week's energy activates your karmic house of emotional justice. Everything that was done in secret is now starting to come back to haunt us. You may not know what that person is feeling, but the universe sees what the eyes cannot show. And now, the consequences are starting to appear. That betrayal, that breach of trust, that silent pain, it backfired on the one who caused it, in the form of insomnia, guilt, relationships that don't flow, life is stuck. Scorpio, you don't need to seek revenge. The universe is already doing this for you. And all you need to do it's to follow in peace, steadfast and in your truth. You may begin to notice people from your past trying to find you, an unexpected apology. Or someone might even comment, so-and-so is acting strangely, not getting anywhere. This is no coincidence, it's a comeback. This person may try to reconnect by pretending to be friends, to say that you miss them, or even confess that they were wrong and can't forget. But be warned, regret doesn't always mean transformation. And you need to distinguish between guilt and conscience. Scorpio, what have you been through? It strengthened you. And now, the one who hurt you feels the weight of having lost someone like you. The challenge will be to decide, are you going to allow this closeness or end the cycle once and for all? Scorpio, you are intense. When you love, you give everything. When you are betrayed, you feel as if a part of you has been ripped away. But this pain taught you something, and today you no longer accept half of anything, neither empty presents nor excuses without change. The opportunity here is to demonstrate the strength of your rebuilding. Make it clear that your peace is worth more than any reconciliation, and to understand that whoever lost you learned your worth too late. Perhaps this person doesn't sleep peacefully because it feels the void that you used to occupy, because they reconsider their decisions and realize they were too weak to keep you around. But now, the decision is yours, and your intuition will guide you. For Scorpios born between October 23rd and November 2nd, the betrayal you suffered was particularly calculated. Someone deliberately planned to hurt you, perhaps out of envy for who you are. This person now lives tormented because they realized that destroying you didn't elevate them. It only revealed their own smallness. For those born between November 3rd and 12th, the betrayal came from someone you considered family or a close friend. This person's guilt is multiplied because they betrayed not only your trust, but a sacred bond. And for those born between November 13th and 21st, you were romantically betrayed by someone who now realizes you were the great love they lost, out of sheer stupidity. Each new dawn for her is a painful reminder of this irreversible loss. But regardless of when you were born or how you were betrayed, the pattern is the same. The person who betrayed you is paying an internal price you can't even see. And the most ironic thing, the stronger you become, the happier you are, the more success you achieve, the more their torment intensifies, because they see you thriving without them, and that confirms the worst truth. They weren't necessary for your happiness. You didn't just survive the betrayal, you flourished, and that's the cruelest revenge that could exist without you having to lift a finger. Let me tell you the specific signs that this person is not at peace. They obsessively stalk your social media, looking for evidence that you are suffering, but only find evidence that you are living life to the fullest. They mention your name in conversations where you shouldn't even be the subject, as if they can't stop thinking about you. They compare every new person to you, and everyone loses in this impossible comparison. They have inexplicable emotional outbursts that come from nowhere, but you know they stem from the weight of guilt they carry. They have developed insomnia, anxiety, or other physical symptoms that doctors can't fully explain, because they are somatic manifestations of the psychological torment they are experiencing. And here's something that will shock you. This person may even be in another relationship now, maybe even married, maybe even with children, but none of that brought her the peace she expected, because you are the ghost in the room with her. You are the silent comparison that makes everything else seem insufficient. You are the what if that haunts her in every moment that should be filled with pure happiness. She is physically present in her current life, but emotionally still trapped in the moment she lost you. And that's a hell she chose for herself when she decided to betray you. Scorpio, here's what you need to understand about the specific karma of betraying you. Scorpios are rare. The intensity, loyalty, and depth you offer are not abundant in the world. When someone has genuine access to a Scorpio and chooses to betray that person has just closed the door to something they will never find again. It's like destroying a unique work of art. There's no replacement, and the person eventually realizes this. Too late, after you're already gone, after you've already closed the door definitively. And this belated realization is what corrodes them every day. The betrayal also revealed something to that person about herself that she didn't want to accept. She wasn't strong enough to deserve you. She wasn't mature enough to honor what they had. She wasn't evolved enough to understand the value of what you offered. And now, every time she looks in the mirror, she sees someone who failed the most important test of her life, someone who had gold in their hands and traded it for trash. And there's no redemption for that. There's no way to undo it. There's no time machine to go back and do things differently. And you know what's most devastating for her. You didn't seek revenge. You didn't spread what she did. You didn't try to destroy her reputation. You simply walked away and continued your life with a dignity she never expected. This silent strength of yours is more destructive to her than any dramatic confrontation would be, because it shows that she didn't deserve even your anger. She only deserved your indifference. And being indifferent for a Scorpio is the most profound way to erase someone from their reality. Aquarius, in the coming months, there's a high probability that this person will try to contact you. Perhaps directly, perhaps through others. They will appear with elaborate excuses, with requests for forgiveness, with explanations about how they've changed, with declarations of how much you meant to them. And you need to be prepared to recognize this for what it truly is, a desperate attempt to alleviate their own guilt. It's not about you. It's about them no longer being able to live with the weight of what they did. When that attempt at contact comes, and it probably will, you have several options. You can ignore it completely, maintaining the silence that has been your greatest weapon. You can respond briefly, but without leaving room for reconnection. Or you can even have a closure conversation if you feel that this benefits you in some way. But here's what you absolutely shouldn't do. You shouldn't prematurely forgive just to end her discomfort. You shouldn't minimize the betrayal because she's suffering the consequences. You shouldn't give her a second chance just because she finally realized your worth. Late repentance doesn't erase the conscious choice to betray you. Remember, she's not suffering because she hurt you. She's suffering because she lost you. If you were an ordinary, easily replaceable person, she wouldn't be in torment now. She's in torment because she finally realized you were irreplaceable. And that realization doesn't make the betrayal any less serious. It just makes her regret more painful. But that's not your problem to solve. It's hers to carry. What's happening to her is what I call the late Scorpio effect. It's when the person who betrayed you finally feels the full weight of what they did, months or even years later. At the moment of betrayal, they were focused on immediate gratification, the thrill of transgression, or any trivial reason that made them betray you. But later, when life goes on and they realize you didn't come back, that you didn't beg, that you simply moved on, that's when the real torment begins. That's when they understand they've lost forever. And that slowly devours them. Scorpio, you also need to examine something within yourself. Is there a part of you that wants her to suffer, that finds satisfaction in knowing she is in torment? It's important to be honest about this, and it's okay if the answer is yes. You are human. You have been deeply hurt. It's natural to feel some satisfaction in knowing that cosmic justice is at work, but don't let that feeling become a prison for you. Don't let the idea of her suffering be what keeps you energetically connected to her. True liberation comes when you genuinely no longer care, when you can hear that she is suffering and feel nothing. No satisfaction, no pity, no emotion whatsoever, just complete indifference, because at that point you have erased her so completely from your inner reality that what happens to her is irrelevant to your peace. And that is the ultimate goal, not revenge, but her absolute irrelevance in your life. Meanwhile, use the knowledge that she is not at peace as confirmation that the universe works. That betrayal has a price, that you don't need to take justice into your own hands because there is a higher order at work. And above all, use it as a reminder that you have such extraordinary value that even the person who betrayed you cannot forget what they lost. This is not arrogance. It is recognition of your own unique intensity and depth. Her insomnia, her anxiety, her emptiness, all of that is an echo of your absence. You were so present, so intense, so real in her life that now that you're no longer there, she feels a void that nothing can fill. And she will continue to feel it because you are irreplaceable. There is no other you. There is no one who loves like you love, who gives themselves like you give themselves, who is loyal like you are loyal. She had that, and she destroyed it. And now she lives in the eternal scarcity of never finding anything remotely similar again. Scorpio, use this situation as a filter for future relationships. You now know the impact you have on people. You know that not everyone can handle your intensity, that not everyone deserves access to your inner world, that not everyone will honor the gift of having you genuinely invested in their life. So be even more selective from now on. Don't waste your rare energy on ordinary people who don't understand the value of what you offer. And when you find someone who truly deserves it, someone who sees your intensity as beauty, not a threat, someone who honors your loyalty instead of abusing it, someone who matches your depth instead of being intimidated by it, that person will understand they hold something very few human beings can offer. And you will protect that with your life, because you will see what happened to those who betrayed you. You will hear stories of how those people were never the same after losing you. And you will make sure you are never another name on that list. The person who betrayed you is learning a lesson they will carry for the rest of their life, that there are choices that cannot be undone, that there are doors that once closed never open again, that there are people who, when they leave, leave forever, and that you are exactly that kind of person. You don't give third chances. You rarely give second chances. When you close the door on someone, it remains permanently locked. And the person on the other side can knock all they want. You're no longer listening. In the coming times, you will continue to flourish. You will reach new levels of success, happiness, and fulfillment. And each of your achievements will be another stab in that person's heart. Because they will know, through social media, through mutual friends, or simply through intuition, that you are doing well, that you are more than well, that you are incredible, and that you achieved all this without them. In fact, you achieved it precisely because they left your life and stopped draining your energy. Scorpio, the sweetest revenge you can have is to live exceptionally well. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about achieving everything you've ever dreamed of. It's about being happy in a deep and authentic way. Because while you're doing all that, she's awake at 3 in the morning wondering what could have been if she hadn't been so stupid. Wondering what her life would be like now if she had honored you instead of betraying you. Wondering if she'll ever stop comparing everyone to you and finding everyone else inadequate. And the answer is probably not. She will probably carry you like the ghost of what could have been for the rest of her life. She will probably never find complete peace because there will always be a part of her that knows she destroyed the best thing she ever had. And that's not cruelty on your part. It's just the natural consequence of her choices. You didn't want this. You simply moved on with your life. Her torment is self-inflicted, a direct result of betraying someone who should have been protected at all costs. If this message resonated deeply with you, and you know exactly who I'm talking about, simply share "May they sleep badly" in the comments. 3 words that affirm you recognize cosmic justice at work and that you are at peace letting the universe deal with whoever betrayed you. You don't need to name the person or detail the betrayal. Just mark your liberation from the need for personal revenge. Subscribe to the channel now, because in upcoming content, I'll teach you how to deal with reconnection attempts without losing your peace. How to maintain firm boundaries when the betrayer returns repentant. How to completely transform the pain of betrayal into fuel for your growth. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any guidance that will keep you strong, protected, and thriving. This is your moment of recognition, Scorpio. The moment when you understand that you didn't need to do absolutely anything for justice to be served. That the very nature of the betrayal against you carries its own inherent punishment, that your absence is more powerful than any vengeful presence could be. Continue being who you are, intense, loyal, profound, irreplaceable. Continue leaving behind anyone who doesn't honor that. And continue living so well that those who betrayed you lose sleep wondering how they were stupid enough to lose you. You were always too valuable. And finally, painfully, too late. They know that too.